The Empower Chat Special Edition 2023 for Women's History Month featuring Terry Owens and Lucinda Ward.
Do I feel empowered in my community? Yes, I do feel empowered in my community. However, I feel that we are the creators of our empowerment. Therefore, we have to be the creators of our community. And I feel like I have created a very empowering community. And I feel like my friends and my family and my associates and the people on Camp Zama are incredibly empowering. But I do believe you create your own empowerment.
That's awesome. Because I absolutely feel empowered in my community as well. I feel that the authority has been given to me to go out there and do what I have to do. I have total autonomy on my job, and so it's amazing. So I'm like you. I believe it's a mindset.
It is.
Empowerment
is a mindset.
Yes,
completely a mindset.
And you can take it and you can form it how you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Some people take the empowerment just as a negative, and some take it in a positive connotation. I feel empowered in this community.
I do totally feel empowered in this community, but I think it goes to we create it. We create it for ourselves as we create it for others as well. But when we create it for ourselves, it facilitates empowering other people.
You're right. So going with that. So what makes you feel empowered then?
Oh my gosh, I think so many things make me feel empowered, but the most significant thing I think that makes me feel empowered is the fact that I am raising boys. And as a mom of boys, it makes me feel so empowered to know that I'm putting men into the future that can see and appreciate the contributions that women make to society and their lives every day. So for me, that is, I think, the most precious gift of empowerment that I could give, that is just going to continue to give in the future. And I think as they raise daughters and they raise children and they have lives and they work throughout their communities and in Japan and America and wherever the world may find them, I think that it's the most empowering thing for me to know that from one little spark that created empowerment for future generations.
I like that. I really like that a lot. For me though, Terry, okay, what makes me feel empowered is knowing that someone values my opinion, values my decisions.
Absolutely.
That's what makes me feel empowered. Regardless of my race, creed, religious background, national origin, still asking me, my opinion and things of that nature that have to do with a certain subject, that makes me feel empowered. And it gives me a sense of, man, I belong here.
Yeah, a sense of belonging. And you know what? I think a sense of belonging is huge in cultivating a environment of empowerment.
Ding, 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 ding. That right there. You are absolutely correct.
Absolutely.
And, if you can just give someone that sense of, hey, you actually do belong.
You matter.
You matter.
You matter. And when you matter, you feel empowered.
Boom.
Yes.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And I like the way you said that. So is that advice that you would give to another woman?
Absolutely. I want everyone that I come into contact with, I want them to know that they are important to me and they matter to me. Throughout our days, we have so many factors that can take us, any direction. And the ebb and the flow of the day, just like the ocean, is up and down. And I mean, no matter who you come across, no matter where you're at, no matter the diversity, women of color, it doesn't matter to me the genre you associate yourself with. I want the people that I come into contact with every day to know that they matter and they're important, because they are. They're important to me.
That's right, they are. And they have to keep going. Regardless of if you stumble, if you fall, get back up.
Yes,
because you
absolutely.
can do it all over again.
There's always an opportunity for a chance. Always another chance.
There's always another chance. And we're given second chances all the time.
Every day, all day long.
Yeah. But we can't be too hard on ourselves. That's the problem.
No.
Because
yeah. That's a real problem.
That's a really problem.
Especially, you know what, as women, I think too, we're incredibly hard on ourselves because we don't give ourselves the latitude to have those moments, because we put the pressure from our spouses, we put the pressure from the military moves, the PCSs, everything that goes on in our community, whether it's spouses club, or husband's responsibilities, or children's, or our profession, or our education, or furthering ourselves, or bettering ourselves, or just being okay with being okay.
Be okay with being okay.
It's incredible the pressure that we put on ourselves. So I think that we also have to reflect back on that and say, you know what, it is okay to be okay, and find the empowerment in that statement alone.
Right. So you said something. You said we put that stress on ourselves from home, work, your husbands, things of spouses, things of that nature. One piece of advice that I would definitely give every woman is to make sure that you invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
Invest in yourself every single time, because you're going to need that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an investment that you can get a return on. If you
sure.
invest in yourself, hey, you won't lose.
You're not going to.
You're not going to lose.
And other people are going to benefit from it.
That's right.
Every day. Like, even if you just take 15 minutes to meditate, if you take a 20-minute walk, if you go to the gym for an hour, you don't have to spend money to invest in yourself.
True.
You can find many ways to invest in yourself. And by investing in yourself, you're giving other people the gift of yourself, because you can be whole and complete when you're there for them, because you have already taken that time for you and invested in yourself.
That's awesome. You just dropped in a whole bunch of wisdom
Girl.
and knowledge over here. So, what is your personal story that pushed you into empowerment?
I watched my mom, like my entire life, I watched my mom struggle, and she worked very masculine job. She was always she always had to be in touch with her masculine energy. She was always in a position of entrepreneurship, or in a man's world doing a job, and not dissimilar to where we find ourselves in a military community. And I watched the struggles that she went through. I watched I was a change of life baby. So my mother was older when she had me, and my parents were older in general, and so it was a completely different generation. So watching her grow up and kind of step out there into her own, and actually just become okay with being okay, and okay with being a woman, and not have to fight, and not have to just, you don't need a man, you don't need this, you don't need that. But finally when she come full circle around, and she's like, you know what, there are so many nice to have things in life that you have to let yourself be okay with having nice things, and it's okay to want these things, and it's okay to be where you're at in life. So for me, I found that was probably the most empowering thing, is just finding a sense of acceptance within yourself, and my mom was the one who taught me that.
That's awesome. Oh, that's really great.
And how about you? What was your moment whenever you stepped into your empowerment, or you feel like that led you to your empowerment?
To be honest with you, Terry, this is going to be huge, right? I'm number 10 of 12 kids, okay?
Last of 14.
Wow!
Yeah.
So we both came from a huge family. So number 10 of 12, I was raised in a certain religion. And so when I was a teenager, I came out of that religion. So this what pushed me to empowerment. Because I wasn't able to go back to my family because they were of a certain religion, I was out there on my own.
Oh, yeah.
So I had to stand on my own.
Yeah.
And there's this one thing I had to get to, like, you're not alone, Cindy. You can do this. Keep on going. And so that pushed me into my realm of empowerment. Like, okay, I'm going to have to change my frame of thinking.
Absolutely.
From what I was taught growing up.
Yeah.
Because I know I can do this. So I had to motivate myself and continue to encourage myself, push myself higher, and look around and say, hey, I can do it. You can too. Yeah. And I started just bringing up others as I came along. You can do it. Yeah. You can do it. You can do it.
You become a cheerleader.
And so, yeah,
because you realize within yourself, like once you bump your nose, it's like, okay, you know what? It'll heal. It'll heal. And when you find that healing within yourself, you can be that healing to other people, and therefore that empowerment just it manifests itself there in that as well.
It just kept snowballing.
It
just got bigger and bigger, and I was just like, hey, I kind of like this encouraging other people stuff. You know what I mean?
Super relatable.
So yes,
yeah. I left home at an early age, joined the military. And it was a very similar situation. I refused. I refused to go back home. Like, I refused. It wasn't happening. And so it was just like, no, it's okay. So now what do I do? Like, oh God, I'm just like, I never left home, never did any of these things, and it's like now I'm out here in this big bad world, figure it out. And that was hugely empowering as well. You hit the nail on the head.
You got to. And
Yeah.
hey, teenage mother. I was a teenage mother. I'm out there on my own, and
Same.
I had to.
Yeah.
It was one of those, not a choice.
You didn't have a choice.
I had to.
I had to, because not only for me, but I had a kid I had to think about.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
same.
That's what it was. And so then I get here and I get to Japan where I'm just like, I just absolutely love this. You know what I mean? So
Great
yes.
place to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you. All right.